What's happening, Cowboy Nation? This is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First. Same old defense. Welcome back, Trvon Diggs. It don't matter. It's a shame, man. Let's be honest. Come on, guys. I just want to see what the press conference gonna be. You still confident in Eberflus, Schottenheimer? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear how confident you are in Eberflus. And somebody in the press, please ask this question that we have been wanting answered all year long. Who hired Eberflus? Was it Jerry or was it you, Schottenheimer? We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I mean, it's horrible. It's beyond horrible. Let's talk about it, man. Cowboys losing 21-17. And the defense hasn't looked like they hadn't stopped anything. They hadn't stopped the run. They hadn't stopped the pass. They hadn't stopped anything. Now, let's talk about some numbers here. Justin Herbert is 14 of 16, 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. A quarterback rating of 151. Is that good? Anybody know? Anybody know? Is that good? Let's talk about Omari Hampton. Omari Hampton has 7 carries for 48 yards. 6.9 yards a carry. That's Matt Eberflus' defense. But we got Trvon Diggs back, right? That's what y'all told me. Y'all said Trvon Diggs is coming back for this game. Let's see what Trvon Diggs has done. Trey Harris, 3 catches, 48 yards. McConkey, 4 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown on Diggs, by the way. Keenan Allen, 3 catches, 28 yards. All 3 of those catches were third down conversions. Is it Q Johnston? That's the guy who had a touchdown, right? 23-yard touchdown. Hey, man, it is what it is. We already know. It doesn't take a rocket science to know what this is. The defense is horrible. Again, I got on Schottenheimer last week because he was gloating in a sense about Eberflus. And in my opinion, I say gloating, but he said he was confident. I was confident in Eberflus. And people were saying, hey, man, he can't throw Eberflus under the bus. I don't want him throwing him under the bus. But don't tell me you confident. There's a way around. There's things you can say, right? You can say certain things to make it seem as if, you're still supporting the coach. But don't tell me no shit about you confident in this trash defense. Let's call it what it is, fellas. That's all it is, man. Let's talk about Dak Prescott. Some good news about how we're looking. Dak Prescott is 14 for 18, 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has a quarterback rating of 139. Javonte Williams is running the ball pretty good. He just has 7 carries, 33 yards, 4.7 yards a carry. And Malik Davis is back. 3 carries, 11 yards, only 3.7 yards a carry. We got George Pickens back. That's good news. We got George Pickens back. He has 4 catches for 86 yards. And CeeDee Lamb, 4 catches, 26 yards. And Floyd Norton took over that 3rd spot. He has 2 catches, 18 yards and a touchdown. Hey, man, it is what it is. If you're a real Cowboy fan, you still watching. because we're addicted, right? It ain't nothing to play for. Now we just watching to see who gives up. And of course, who loves the game. I love the game regardless, man. So I'm gonna continue to watch. I've been watching for 50 years. So I'm gonna continue to support the Cowboys. All right. Now, what I want to see these last 3 games, I want to see Trvon Diggs to get better. Right now, they're going after him, man. Trvon Diggs, he looks like a rookie, and not a great rookie. He hasn't made any plays, and I'm hoping, he gonna get his scars. He gonna get all of that. I don't know what people expected. When I remember when Trvon Diggs was coming back off an injury, people were like, man, we're going to have Trvon Diggs back. This dude is a rookie, man. Not only that, he was coming off injury, a devastating injury, right? So I didn't expect anything from Trvon Diggs. I expected him to look like he's looking today. So what really surprised me is the first 2 games he played, he looked decent. He really did. I was like, wait a minute, we got us something. This dude might be special. But now he's falling back and he's looking like a rookie. Really, he really is. So I think that eventually he would be okay. But as of right now, Trvon Diggs is toast. Call it hot dog water. Hey, man, I don't know. Let me get to my comments here. Terminator, my man, Mr. Terminator 73 said, can we just fire Eberflus after the game? We need healthy camp, and we've been fine next season. Man, if we could, brother, I would, man. It's a travesty. And I'm out on Maris Lewis file too, Terminator. I am, man. I am, bro. I've given him, let me push this back a little bit. I've given Maris Lewis file enough time to see what he really is, and he really isn't all of that. So yeah, I mean, they move him up top as far as Eberflus, right? The next move is out the door, right? That's his next move. Just out the door. Just going out the door, because this defense is historically bad. See, you could come into the league, into the season, and you can have a bad defense. It's your first year calling the defense. But you can't be historically bad. And that's what we are right now. They had a graphic, man, in the history of the first 14 games of the Dallas Cowboys. I think he was giving up 426 yards per game. In the history of the Cowboys, it hasn't been that bad. So, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Mr. Terminator 73 said he can't tackle, he whiffs, he on plays. Maris and Murray need to go. Well, I'm going to say this. Murray definitely, he is going. Louisville might got one more year. We might give him one more year, and then we might cut him. I don't know. But the what's his name? Murray? He can kick rocks. He is done. Can this defense get a damn stop to start the second half? I don't know, bro. I don't think so. I think we struggling, man, just to survive at this point. Man, there was a dude, I ain't gonna call him out, man, but there was a dude who did a video on Kenneth Murray. And I don't know, I ain't gonna say his name because, you know, I like his work on some things, but sometimes he gets a little, doing too much, bro. He did a video on what's the defensive tackle we used to have here? He did a video on him, and he did a video on Kenneth Murray, and he made it seem as if Cowboy fans didn't know what they were looking at with Kenneth Murray. I was like, man, you tripping. I ain't want to go in on him, man, because he a respectable dude around the league. I mean, around the the YouTube stratosphere for Cowboy fans. But man, he don't make no more videos like that, bro. You need to stop that. Real talk. But I just want to see what Schottenheimer has to say in the press conference about this defense. Now, it's only the first half, so we're gonna see how far it goes. Now, Quinnen Williams is out. And Overshawn has a concussion. So those are things we need to take into account. I mean, I still don't give him a pass. But Kenneth Murray has been horrible for us this season. Horrible. Unbelievable how we give up chunk plays. Man, I'm going to tell you something, man. Look at this, man. And I'm going to ask you a question. Has Hooker made a play this year yet? I mean, Hooker hasn't made any plays. Now, I'm going to say this, man. At some point, it's a combination. Eberflus is horrible. Yes, he is horrible. But these players, bro, Hooker hasn't made a play all freaking season, seem like. Does he have an interception? To be a free safety, does he even have an interception? My gosh. I mean, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand. How can you be this bad? This bad. It's unheard of to be this bad. And Quentin Johnson been killing us the whole game now. What he got now? He got 2 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown. 36 yards a catch. Great stop of the run. Hooker and Wilson are both bad. You're right. Put that in the middle here. Yeah, you're right, brother. They both are bad. Wilson, I would just go ahead and convert him to run to linebacker, because it seems as if linebacker is probably would be the best fit for him. I don't even know why. He can't cover anybody, but he can tackle. He's great around the line of scrimmage. So why would you even play with that? You know what I mean? Kenny Clark doesn't make that play, they get a first down. Yeah. That was a good stop for the defense. At least they stopped them. Hey, I take that. That was a good stop. I take that all day long. 24-17. Let's go, Dak. Dak is having a great day today. Dak in the offense. Now, let me ask you a question, Terminator. If we win this game, will you be upset? I would. Because I don't understand why. I want you to play good. I do. I want you to play well. But what's going to be the reason why we win the game? Play more man to man, and just let the linebackers be, because they aren't making plays anywhere. I agree with that. That's a great Actually, that's a great scheme right there. I would do that. The linebackers aren't making plays at all. The Wilson trade, I thought we was going to be better in coverage. I thought he was going to make a impact. I think dude done mailed it in. Kenneth Murray be playing more at times, and we got him in the draft. I thought he was going to be like, wait a minute. We got somebody who can cover, he can call plays. He's going to be the green dot guy. But he really hasn't impacted this defense at all. Quentin Williams had, but Wilson hasn't. So I'm hoping that changes. I really am. But yeah, man, we are 6-7-1. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore what the record is anymore, right? Because we ain't going nowhere. Terminator, you know we diehards, we still in here, right? We still watching the game. we ain't got nothing to get from this. We ain't going nowhere, but we still here watching the game. So shout out to you, my brother. Yeah. I've been into the draft, man. I've been watching the draft more than anything. Terminator says no because winning out breeds more winning culture for next season. The draft, you never know how it will pan out. So I like to build momentum for next season. I get that. I just wanted to have the best, be in the best draft position, right? So what's to hurt me about the Jason Garrett years is that when we were 8-8, you know, we were right on the cusp of having the 20th, 18th, 21st picks in every draft. And sometimes the player that's going to change your franchise, those guys are in the top 10 to 14, top 1 to 14 picks. Anybody from the 15 on down, you know, they're going to be good players, but they ain't going to be no game-changing players unless you get lucky. So that's why more so I be wanting to have a better draft, be in better draft position. For instance, look at Parsons. We got Parsons with the 11th pick. If we were in the 15, somewhere up in there, we wouldn't have had a shot at Parsons. We had our shot at Parsons and the tackle that San Diego took, which both would have been great picks. But that's what I mean. The game-changing players are from 1 to almost 14, 15. It's not it's an exceptional draft if you have game players from 1 to 24, 21, or 20. That'd be an exceptional draft. But most of the game changers are in from the 1st to the 15th pick. Me too, man. I'm addicted, bro. I'm an addicted Cowboy fan. It don't matter. We can go 2-15. Good tackle. We can go 2-15. We can go 1-16. Bro, I'm gonna be right here. Cause this is my thing. All these years, I'm used to being watching the Cowboys all through football season. So right now we got nothing to go for, but I'm still gonna be here. What we got now? What it is? On my 2nd and 13, what you got, Dak? Holding that ball. Check down. I know you guys are a little bit ahead of me, so I know you can tell me what's happening, and it's all good too. So keep it on, keep it going. My man Cameron, shout out to my mom Cameron. Cameron, man, appreciate you, man. My homeboy was in the hospital last week. He's out the hospital. He's doing better. Hope you're feeling better, brother. Third and 9. Let's go. We got first down. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Sometimes, man, I don't know, man. Why weren't we playing like this on offense the last 2 games? You know, I'm not sure what the Chargers defense is ranked. But it seems like when we go up against top 10 defenses, we kind of, struggle, man. We struggle. I don't understand why. I think I'm supposed to be watching them turn the TV that way, so I don't have to watch this game. I think YouTube got something about the game being on while you on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's against the rules, so I don't want to get in no trouble. In fact, let me move over a little bit. All right, so I can get me a better view of this game here. Terminator 73 said, I really hope Eberflus get fired after this game. I don't know if Jerry got it in him, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't know if Jerry got it in him to fire Eberflus. Cause see, that would admit that he was wrong, and it makes me more and more suspect of he is the one who hired Eberflus. It wasn't Schottenheimer. It was him. That's why he's hesitant to fire him, because he should have been fired. You see what? I don't know if you saw the news, but did you see what? What's the guy in L.A.? Not L.A. Oh man, I can't think of his name. Matthew Stafford. What team he play for? The Rams. Oh yeah, that game was crazy, man. That game was crazy. Let me move this over here in the dot so I can see it better. The Bears versus Packers game was wild last night. I watched every bit of it too, man. Caleb Williams, man, that joker done came into his own. That's supposed to be our head coach, you know. See, that's one of the problems I got with Jerry, man. When Ben Johnson, we all know, was the hottest prospect for his coach to come out. We all know that he was going to be decent. You know how he called plays with Detroit line. He was the hottest a head coach hire that came out last year. We didn't even interview him. Man. And look how he had the Chicago Bears looking. Look what he's done. Look at the resurgence of Caleb Williams. Before he got there, they was calling Caleb Williams almost a bust. They used to have all kind of articles about him. Yeah. See, now we're talking. Rams fired special teams coach ASAP. That's what I'm talking about. What's the head coach? What's the Rams head coach name is? What's his name? See, that's how you do that shit, man. You don't play around, bro. You don't play around. The Rams are what, 10-4, 11-4? This man fired him because they was the reason why they lost 2 or 3 of the games was because of special teams. Hell, we done lost damn near 6 games because of our defense. But we still keeping them around. But that's how you do it, bro. That's how you do it. You don't sit here and play. See, I got so much respect for the Rams head coach Even though I can't think of the name on top of my head, but I got respect for him because he ain't playing around with that. He ain't gonna let you continue to mess his team up. And we just can't get this man on the ground for nothing, man. God, dog. Yeah, Dubs, he choked on the onside kick. Man, that joke, they hit that joker so hard, man. But yeah, he choked. That was a big time choke. Man, I look at all the coaches, man. We could have had Denver head coach too. Sean Payton. We could have had Sean Payton. We could have had all. That's why I'm kind of hot, man, because Jerry Sutherland, man. Ain't nobody wanted Schottenheimer as a coach. Ain't nobody even interviewed him. Yeah, we can look at the defense. Defense is historically horrible, right? And in this particular game, I can't give nothing to Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer offense is clicking. And we got 17 points just started the first half. Offense is clicking. I can't beat Schottenheimer up for nothing he did in this game, right? So I'm not. I just think we could have had better coaching. You know, Jerry wants to hire his players, his coaches, hire a head coach for one thing, and then go get his own defensive coordinator. That ain't cool. Look at this shit. Oh, good D. We should let the head coach hire all coaches. All coaches. So I want to know if he's going to save face for Jerry and said, I hired Eberflus. I want somebody to ask him that question. I really want to know that. That's a good play by the defense. Good play by the defense. Let's go. Yeah, and another thing too, man, special teams has been a problem for us as well. Sorensen has struggled, man. I did a video last week of how Turpin was averaging 33.8 yards per return. Now he's down to 25.8. As a whole, the special teams has gone down. I'm talking about decline under Sorensen. Defense got to stop, man. That's good. That's good. That's fantastic. Cut the lights down just a little bit. It's about time. So we should do the same thing the Rams coach did. The special teams has been a problem for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Well, not really for all the whole season. It's a huge decline. And I remember one time we were talking about Sorensen being the defensive coordinator because we wanted to fire Flu so bad. And I think he got some type of background on the defense. So yeah, exactly. The coverage has been horrible. Horrible. And it's a big difference between 2024 and 2025. And that's why I was giving Schottenheimer a lot of heat, because even though the defense is historically bad, here it is another unit that is also bad. So the defense is bad. We're gonna put all that on Eberflus. But the special team units is bad too. Now that's your head coach. You're over all 3 units, the offense, special teams, and defense. If 2 of your units are bad, if 2 of your units have declined, I need to start looking at the head coach too, innit? Tell me now, Terminator, am I wrong on that? If 2 of the units that you're responsible for the whole team, offense, defense, special teams, if 2 of those units are bad, shouldn't I start looking at the head coach too now? Not just the defensive coordinator, who is horrible. Shouldn't I look at the head coach as well? Tell me if I'm wrong now. Give me your opinion. What you got for me, Dak Prescott? (24-17), 7 minutes left and 7 minutes and 16 seconds in the third quarter. Trvon say I agree with you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I was wondering, is it just me? Is it just me? Because people sit back and they get mad talking about Schottenheimer deserves a B-, huh? How? Some people gave him an A-. How could he get an A- just because the offense looking good? Now we got to remember, with not the same offense, with less than this offense, Dak Prescott was up for the MVP under Mike McCarthy. Remember that? You remember what Kellen Moore did with Dak Prescott as well. So the ultimate is Dak Prescott. That's what we need to think about. Dak Prescott makes this offense go. He can do it with Schottenheimer, Mike McCarthy, or Kellen Moore. Now, I love how Schottenheimer has the offense going, though. I do. I love it. Look at Joe Milton on the sideline. Yeah, I really love the play action pass. I don't want to get rid of Schottenheimer. I don't. A real head coach would have fired Flus back in week 8, and Sorensen would have been fired too. See, if he'd have did that, I'm 100% behind him. 100% behind him. But there are going to be people who are going to say he couldn't do that because this is Jerry. And if that's the case, then I can't get behind him because he ain't got the backbone. I need a coach who got backbone, right? Who gonna fight Jerry, not always acquiesce. I need somebody to fight Jerry. And I know he ain't gonna hire nobody to fight him. That's why Sean Payton in here. That's why Ben Johnson in here. He ain't gonna hire nobody to fight him. He gonna hire a yes man. Jason Garrett was a yes man. Right? He ain't gonna hire nobody to fight him. I need somebody to fight Jerry Jones. And even, I'm gonna say this, Schottenheimer, the way you got this offense looking, I dare say, fight Jerry. He ain't gonna fire you. He'll look like a fool. Then again, if somebody come along, I don't trust Jerry. You right. Let me go back on what I just said. I just want that play to work every now and then. It has worked a little bit. I want that. Oh man, don't tell me you hurt, bro. That's a nice play call. I actually like that play. He was stumbling. That play would have went a little bit further if he didn't stumble. We moving the ball. So I just don't want to waste Dak Prescott's career, man. You know what I mean? I mean, this man playing at a level other than when he played top 10 defenses. He's playing at a level, man, that don't need to be wasted. Angel numbers, 220 to 222. Look at that. With 2 touchdowns. Thank you, Angel. But he's playing at an MVP level, man, and I don't want to waste that, man. So we got to get this defense fixed next year. We got to, man. And we got to let Flus out of here. We got to get him out of here and get somebody, somebody good, man, like Brian Flores. Get Brian Flores in here. Mango Fall started. Man, get Brian Flores in here, bro. I'm telling you, man, we get Brian Flores in here, who knows? Man, it was. I was watching the Giants game earlier. In the third quarter, the quarterback for the Giants ain't had a completion. That's how Brian Flores defense. I think the score was then 13-3, Minnesota. And by the way, their quarterback don't look like Johnny Unitas against the Giants. But for us, against Eberflus, he's having his best year. Look at Pickens. That was 3rd and 10. We still got, that's a first down? 4th and 1. Okay. Did he catch it? He was juggling a little bit. Yeah, he caught it. Oh man, you got to be kidding me, man. We were stopped on 4th and 1. Gotta be damn. How we got stopped, man? What? What we just ain't doing? What Dak just don't do the quarterback sneak, man? Dak is what, 6'3", 6'4"? What we just saying quarterback sneaking it, man? What we doing? Is BB out? No, BB back in. Who missed the block, bro? Dang, boy, I tell you. I don't know why we don't do the tush push. Why we can't do the tush push. But somebody go to the Eagles camp and watch them. Go watch their in training camp. Just sit in with binoculars. Shit, Belichick could do it. Go sit in with binoculars and watch how they do the tush push. Do they got a tush push Zoom class? How about that? Let the Cowboys take a tush push Zoom class. God damn. You can't get 4th and 1, family? I just don't understand why Dak. Hold on, Bubba. Man, I tell you, man, I got one of these cameras, right? I got a Sony A6700, and it constantly, if I leave it on for too long, it overheats, and that's why you'll see me switch to another view. You'll see me switch to my my computer view, right? You'll see me switch to my MacBook view. That's this view right here. And this happens when my camera overheats, right? And it has a cool down. However, I know this is camera talk. You don't want to hear this, but I bought me a fan to go on the back of my camera, and I didn't have it hooked up. So now it's back. Now it's on there again. So hopefully I'm good to go. It cools that camera off. So, but yeah, man. Let's get back to the game. Handing the ball to Limke. I mean, I don't understand why this man's got to be, he's 6'4". Dak is 6'4". 240, 50 pounds. The hell we handing the ball to Limke? Go for 1 yard? Do a quarterback sneak, family. What we doing? And what kills me about Eberflus is that he always gets out schemed, right? every offensive coordinator is ahead, is a step past him, and that concerns me a little bit. It don't concern me anymore because he should be out of here. But I want to ask you a question, man. What you gonna do if Jerry bring Eberflus back? People probably. I heard some people say they leaving. Look at this crap. Look at this, man. Man. Terminator, I might need to go get me a drink, family. Us a flag. You're bringing it back. Holding. Okay, they're bringing it back. What? Diggs actually tackling what? Say it ain't so. Well, I got to see this. Oh, he got a little bump outside. Damn, Sam Williams. They put Sam Williams on his back. Yeah, I saw Diggs' little knock. Teflon breathe, what it is, my guy. What's happening with your family? Boy, you got me on that BlackBerry, boy. You got me on that BlackBerry, man. I tell you. I appreciate your family. Terminator say he cried. Hey, man. Diggs something else, man. Man, let me tell you something, man. We are true diehards. Ain't nothing for us to watch. Ain't nothing for us here. We just watching the game because we diehard Cowboy fans. See, this is how you know the cream always rises to the top, right? You got everybody else done fell off. You them fake Cowboy fans, they ain't watching this here. They're somewhere else doing whatever. In terms of, I'm getting a drink now because this fourth might get ugly. Yeah. I believe so too, man. This thing here for to get ugly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get my drink now. Hold on, fella. All right, let's get back to it, fellas. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this on YouTube, but cheers, fellas. My Teflon Breeze saying what's popping, Terminator. All right, let's see what we got today, man. Fourth quarter, 15 minutes left in the game. Just started. Never thought I would say this, but I'm glad Philly won. I don't want to see this particular Cowboy teams in playoff. Plus, with Eber fail, we would be one and done. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I was telling somebody that the other day, man. I don't even want to see us. You know, even when we had a chance, you know, like the last game when we was in the fourth quarter, I was like, man, I don't want to see us in the playoffs. For what? For what? This dude gonna do the same thing that he been doing. Ain't nothing changed. There's no fixing this guy. Quentin Williams can't fix him. Overshawn can't fix him. Who's that? Donovan Wilson down? I like a concussion in helmet to helmet. But yeah, man. There's no fixing this dude, man. I don't know if is he outdated? Because what his offense is, his defense is, he doesn't do a lot of blitzing. He rushed with 4, and he put everybody else in coverage. That's his defense. It's always been his defense. He's supposed to have been an excellent linebacker whisperer. Defensive tackles are supposed to blow up in his defense. That's what Eberflus' defense was all about, the defensive tackles and linebackers. And to me, the linebackers has definitely been a weakness this year. Nothing has shown anything about the linebackers are doing well. None of them. We're talking about none of them. Kenneth Murray always been Kenneth Murray. But what's the guy he brought with him from Chicago? He even looked terrible. And then Louisville hasn't grown. Nobody has grown in this defense. Overshawn has looked the best out of all the linebackers, right? He has out all the linebackers this year. He came back hurt, but he has looked the best out of all of them. Everybody else has looked terrible. Wilson hasn't shown me anything since he came from Cincinnati. This Terminator 73 said Philly got to get yoked in the playoffs. They better hope the Niners come to town. I'm hoping they one and done. I don't want Philly to do nothing, man. I really couldn't stomach it if Philly goes to another Super Bowl, man. And they can't. How they played all year, to be honest with you, man, I'm surprised they even this far ahead of us because their offense stunk up the joint. I'm talking about Jalen Hurts this year. They won games strictly on just bad play from other teams. Because Jalen Hurts on the offensive side of the ball, this dude was horrible this year. And they still had a really, really good record. Saquon Barkley has his worst year as an Eagle. Probably one of his worst years of his career. And he's still the head of the division. Unreal how they let Herbert run for 33 yards. That's a shame, man. That's this defense, bro. Look at this. That's just this defense, man. Kenneth Murray. Just take a drink, fellas. That's all we can do. My God, Kenneth Murray is so bad. I gotta draft some linebackers, bro. Check my videos out, man. I did a draft. Did some draft stuff on C.J. Allen, Arvell Reese, and Sonny Styles. Murray is straight trash. Facts. Facts, man. No doubt about it. But there was a content creator. I'm going to keep bringing it up. This man did a whole video on how we was wrong about Kenneth Murray. How what we're looking at ain't what's happening. Kenneth Murray is a decent linebacker. That what his video was. And I ain't going to even bring his name up because I just ain't going to do it. But it's a shame that he would make that video. He made one on Margie Smith too, how great Margie Smith was. I remember, man, I called Margie Smith out at the beginning of the year. I don't know if you guys seen that. I called him out at the beginning of the year, had a video out. Man, you should have saw how many people came in defense of Mozzie Smith. See, I noticed certain content creators, they don't want you talking about one of their favorite players. They can talk about them, but you can't. And when you talk about their favorite player or somebody who they think is a decent player in their eyes, and you critique them, they don't like that. Man, you should have saw the outpouring of public defense of Mozzie Smith, and then we traded his ass. So somebody did this about Kenneth Murray. So far, I only saw one guy do it with Kenneth Murray. He tried to defend Kenneth Murray play, and I was like, damn, cuz, you really scraping the bottom of the barrel, bro. And I respect this brother too, man, but damn, when he made that video, I was like, oh, you gotta be tripping. Man, if you know it, I know it, but you got certain content creators out here that tell you don't know what you're looking at. Don't trust your lying eyes. Don't trust your lying eyes. They made video. They even had shows about Mozzie. Mozzie, that you guys don't know what you're looking at. Now, these dudes might be, it ain't like they're working for any NFL team. They might be driving or working at Dunkin' Donuts throughout the weekend, then come on here and act like they're football gurus, right? Because they coach Little League football. And they'll tell you Mozzie Smith is this, Mozzie Smith is that. See there, I ain't even had to call his name. I ain't called his name, you did. You did. You did. When I saw that video, bro, man, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, bro. That man made a whole video about Kenneth Murray. I said, man, you got to be shitting me. Now, already the one he made with Mozzie Smith was like, come on, dude. Anybody can make a video and pull out some of the good plays that this man has, right? And it really wasn't good plays. It just plays that they ran away from him. But then he did the Kenneth Murray one. I was like, oh, no, bro. Not you, bro. And I respect the brother, man. I do, man. But sometimes they go over the top, man. They go over the top with some of their analysis, man. And not necessarily him, but it was some other guys I ain't gonna call out because I don't like going back and forth. I don't waste my energy on that crap. But you got some other guys who it's a slew on them. And they go in defense of Mozzie. And I was like, oh, you got to be shitting me, man. They had several shows. And I noticed this too. One thing about doing this, guys, you can't listen to everybody. Because if you listen to everybody, people will tell you what you seeing. They'll make you think you don't know what you talking about. Right? And one thing I would never tell anybody, if you got a difference of opinion with me, I'll never call your take asinine. I'll never call your take, nigga, you excuse my language, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. No, I ain't gonna say that. That's because this is your opinion. But these jokers will tell you, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You that's asinine. You a clown. You this, you that. Okay. That's my opinion though, right? But if your take is so bad, if it's really bad, then you got an opportunity to call him a clown. And some of them takes has been clownish. I ain't gonna lie. But we gonna keep it a buck. It's like they can't sack this dude, man. Super Henry. And our QB hasn't scored a point in the second half. What's funny is Diggs quit on us like Dak did last year. Micah is Diggs' boy. You don't know what you talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Super Henry, what are you talking about? I'm lost on that one there, family. Teflon Breeze said he gonna make a video about how wrong we are about Terrence Steele next. Hey, I don't put it past her, bro. I don't put it past her. I don't. Some of them takes, man, is weird, man. To be honest with you, man. And by the way, Henry, I don't know what you mean, but I'm not know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you meant to put that in there, but I believe Diggs quit on us as well. Now, I don't know about Dak quitting on us, but I'm gonna say I agree with you about Diggs quitting on us. Diggs did quit on us, and I've been saying that for a while. I done did a video on I think how Diggs quit on us. He got burnt this game, and he has done absolutely nothing to show me that he's going to do anything else but quit. I mean, he playing. He said he was ready to play last week, but it looks like the same old Diggs to me. No batted balls. Offense still moving like crazy. But I haven't even seen a pass deflected on Diggs. None this year. If Diggs ain't getting interceptions, he damn sure ain't tackling. I mean, what's the use? Keep it a buck now. Guys, this is probably going to be, what's this, the 12th game? What, we are 6-7-1. So that's what, 12, 13 game? It's probably going to be the 17 to score over 30, 34 points on us. I have to look those numbers up, but we for sure, it's going to be 30-something points on us because it's about to be 30, about to see 24-17. They're driving now. 10-12 left in the fourth quarter. We're going to see. We're going to see what the defense hold. I ain't going to talk bad, but until they do it, bro. Until they do something bad. Show Eberflus. Put the camera on him. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. My man said Diggs getting smoked like a blunt. Teflon Breed, go ahead on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Not the $100 million cornerback. Hey, that's another thing they don't like. They don't like you talking about Diggs either. Woo! Boy, look at him. They don't like you talking about Diggs. I'm talking about the certain content creators. Oh, they hate it. I had to stop listening to them jokers, man. I had to unsubscribe for certain folks, man, because they were pissing me off. I was about to go on their show and let them and let them and give them some work, but I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna waste my energy doing it like that. So I went ahead and just said, hey, I'm just going ahead and unsubscribe. Ain't no need for me to hear. If I got bad takes, I got bad takes, but I can only see with my eyes. And I know Margie Smith is trash. I know Kenneth Murray's trash. And Diggs, please. Diggs ain't the same player. All right. Okay. Eberflus son of Blitz, y'all. How about that? Good play, Trvon Rivera. Eberflus son of damn Blitz. I can't watch Mark Holmes or CFT. CFT. Is that that's them brothers who I think I know who CFT is. Yeah, he one of them ones. He hang with the super friends, the other guys too. I don't subscribe to them jokers, man. I can't do it. Mark Holmes, you can't say nothing bad about Dak Prescott. And I don't have anybody. I don't follow anybody who has that type of love for one player, man. It's like he can't do no wrong. I can't debate, when anybody who feels like, ain't nobody on the Cowboys ain't above reproach, bro. Nobody. Right? I've been a Cowboy fan for 50 years. I used to get on Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin is my favorite player of all time. I used to get on Troy Aikman ass. I used to get on Emmitt Smith. I used to get on all of them. Because nobody's above reproach, bro. But you got certain people out here that love Dak Prescott so much, it's ridiculous. I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. I like Dak Prescott. I'm a Dak Prescott fan. But damn, when he mess up, it's like, damn, we can't hold him accountable to him. We can't talk about him. Bro, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I tell the truth about the team. I can't lie for them. That's why I sub you, because you give it an honest take. I appreciate it, family. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Teflon Breed, I appreciate that, family. That's exactly what I'm trying to convey in my whole content. I'm not friends with these players. CFT is wrong in he with the super clown. I ain't say it. But I know who you're talking about, right? I know who CFT is now. And I know Ron too. I ain't got no problem with Ron. I ain't had a problem with Ron too tough, man. Ron, he's a good guy. He's a happy, he's a positive brother. Nothing against those brothers, man. They're doing their thing, man. I don't want to knock nobody, man. One thing about me, man, I want everybody to win. You know what I'm saying? But, in order for all of us to win, you can't be hating on me neither. You know what I mean? I don't want you hating because, I'm going to give you a pass. But don't hate on me, bro, because of what I take. And sometimes I don't know if these guys feel like they're the only ones. It's like you're barging in on their territory when you're talking about the game and the Cowboys fandom and the Cowboys materials. I would think you would welcome an old cat, somebody who has a different perspective. I'm coming from a different perspective. I've been a fan for 50 years. You cats are young. So I would think you would want to hear sometimes what I'm looking at and see things. I know you guys have more access to tape. And now that I have access to the tape, we can look at the same thing and I can see some of the things that you're talking about. But damn, don't disrespect me or disrespect anybody who trying to come out and do the same thing you doing. You should welcome that, right? But it's like almost they have like a club, and their club is you can't get into the club. You can't talk about the Cowboys. You're not in our club. What are you talking about? I'm sitting here like, what the hell is that? Anyway, let me move on, man. I don't stay on that, bro. I've been a fan since 74, 52 years. Okay, Super Henry, same here, brother. I've been a fan since I estimated at the beginning of the year it was 50 years. I started when I was 6 years old. Now it's 57 because I'm 57 years old. So it's been 51 years. My man says, I'm going to disrespect everybody who I dare to make excuses for whack Prescott. I take it you're not a Dak fan. That's fine. Now Super Henry, I got to say this to you, man. That even though I'm not the biggest Dak, I'm not one of those Dak fans that don't see him doing no wrong, but I like Dak as a player. I think he's done a great job this year. You got to admit, man, this year he has done a lot better, though. Right? You gotta admit Dak has looked pretty good. Now against top 10 defenses, He still struggles. The Denver's, the Brian Flores, those kind of defenses, he still struggles, but for the most part, he has looked pretty decent. He's the most overrated player in NFL history. Okay. You're going a little deep on me there, Mr. Henry. I'm going to tell you right now. Trvon Diggs, the attack on Cowboys dude is weird too. It's weird. Who I can lie, can't stand his approach either. Attack on Cowboys. I gotta look him up. I don't follow a lot of them, man. I'll tell you who I like. Vox Lombardi. I like Steele. Oh, I love Steele. Steele has fantastic work. I follow Law Nation. I like Law Nation. Law Nation, he a Dak Prescott big time fan too. Sometimes Law Nation, he's a little close because he's friends with some of the players and the family and all that stuff, but he still gives good takes. Who else? Well, I like Law Nation. I like Steele. I can't think of his first name, what they call him. But Steele is cool. He's with Vox Lombardi. Vox Lombardi, man, to me is the realest dude on the internet. I watched the dude go on DallasCowboy.com, the Cowboy Break, and he has some really, really good takes, man. And he ain't scared about saying nothing either. Some of those cats, they're scared to say what they want to say because of Jerry. Vox don't do that. Vox say what he want to say. Vox don't give a damn about being about them firing him because his YouTube is all that, right? There's 8 minutes left in the game. He hasn't scored a second half point. Yeah, Dak got to step it up, man. Let's go with Terminator X. Why are we running the ball down 10? You want to talk about your coach? That's your head coach right there, bro. Trvon Diggs says, I've been a fan since 79. I was 6 as well. My granddaddy made me a Cowboy fan. He was a fan since Bob Hayes. That was his boy. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. My mom, let me tell you what happened to me, Teflon. I was 6 years old. My mama bought me a jersey. I think it was a Tony Dorsett jersey, if I wasn't mistaken. And I had that jersey and I hung it up in my room, man. And I've been a diehard fan ever since. I remember my uncles used to turn the TV on another station. When the Cowboys was on, they used to turn the TV to another station, and I used to cry like a baby. I cried like a baby. And they was like, what's wrong? What's wrong with him? All we did was turn the station. And they said, well, turn it back to the station he was watching. They turned it back on the Cowboys. I stopped crying. And I sit and watch the game like I knew what I was watching. At 6. That's when I knew. I'm hooked. That's when I knew I was hooked, family. For real. Super Henry, Terminator, we haven't scored in the second half. We haven't, man. 4 minutes. What's left? 7 minutes and 5 seconds left. 4th and 10. Damn, Dak. We going for the bomb? What was that, bro? What was that? 4th and 10. What we doing, man? What we doing? Damn. 4th and 10, fellas. What we gonna do? 4th and 10. Timeout. Chargers. Side head coach, 17 points. Superhero, we can't just look at Dak now. What about Schottenheimer? This is his offense. Are we gonna give Schottenheimer a pass? What we doing? How you feel about Schottenheimer as a head coach, Superhero? What's your grades on Schottenheimer? A, B, C, D, or F? What you got for me, Dak? Super Henry talking big trash about you, brother. Come on, man. What you got for me, man? What you got for me, man? Let's go. Make a play. Damn. Whew. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This game is over. I don't like Shotty as a head coach. He is soft as hell. I got a whole video says soft coaching. This man has shown me from day one what kind of coach he was. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what really kind of woke me up about Schottenheimer, right? First of all, he was crying so much. You know, I ain't never saw a more sensitive coach in my life. When he got the job, he cried. You know, I understand his dad, Martin Schottenheimer, was looking down, and I get the first time he cried, but he kept crying, right? And what really woke me up with this is that in training camp, when Tyler Booker was drafted, he gave mixed messages. He said that we were going to be a tough, physical team. And then Tyler Booker's the very first preseason game of the season, he took Tyler Booker out. Have you ever heard of a coach who drafts a first-round player and won't let him play in his first preseason game? He wasn't hurt. It wasn't nothing wrong with him. He just took him out. And that kind of put my antennas up like, why would you take your first-round physical player that you drafted and not let him play the first preseason game? What the hell is that? That started it. Second thing, he let him play the second game and he had a good game, right? Thirdly, I realized how he wasn't, his mixed messages, you know, he used to break up, he used to penalize these boys for fighting in training camp. You're supposed to fight in training camp. Jesse Holley had a take on that on his podcast, DLLS podcast. So Shotty should have took the field goal in the third. Yeah. Man, Diggs, I don't even know why they play Diggs, man. I don't even know why they playing him, man. That man makes absolutely no plays. No plays. No plays, man. I don't know, man. Teflon Breeze. Schottenheimer gets a C- from me for now. I give him till next year to prove something. Plus, I didn't think that crying. I didn't like that crying either. It gives. It shows you. It reminds me the team makes it soft to me, man. He's so sensitive, bro. And I remember also he was trying to be friends with these guys. He wasn't trying to coach them. He was trying to be friends. There was in training camp, I don't know if you guys remember, but him, Joe Milton, Dak Prescott, they got their wives together and they was learning how to dance in Greek. I don't know who house they was at. They was at somebody's house, maybe Schottenheimer's house. And they all was in there dancing, Greek dancing. And I'm sitting here like, this the head coach and you around here Greek dancing. I understand you trying to know the players and get to know the players and all that, bro, but what are we doing? Why you trying to be their friend? See, let me tell you something. You know, and I know these are grown men, but I'm gonna use a comparison, right? I'm gonna use a comparison. My kids, right? And essentially, I'm the leader of the family. Just like Schottenheimer, the leader of this football team. I'm gonna get to know my kids. I'm gonna love my kids, and I'm gonna be friends to an extent. I got to be the disciplinarian too. So I can't be your one of your greatest friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm a love you, right? But I got to be your disciplinarian. So I can't be your friend. Get what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm putting that right, but that what Schottenheimer has done to me. He can't be their friends and talk about him being a disciplinarian too. He can't do that. Get to some of these comments. Can you believe the Giants are tied with many? That should make Jerry fire Eberflus alone. It's a shame, bro. It's a shame. It's a shame. The team is so bad they scored again. What's that? That's 31? Yep. That's 34. 34. Look at all the team that scored over 31 points on us, bro. Super Henry, you might got a point today, bro. I can't blame those points on the defense. Our QB couldn't get a fourth down from our 44. See, here's the thing, man. I don't mind criticism of Dak Prescott. I ain't one of those cats who like in defense of him. If he play bad, he gonna get it too. And in the second half, he has played bad. Let's be honest with you, man. Super Henry, right? He ain't scored none this whole second half. Now, he scored 17 points in his first half, so their defense ain't all that. They're not a top 10 defense. So why haven't we scored? But I just don't hold Dak responsible. I got to hold Shotty responsible too. He's the offensive coordinator. Yeah, that's what you're missing, Super Henry. And you never answer my question. How do you feel about Schottenheimer? Super Henry, answer that question. What is your belief on Schottenheimer? Now, you saw the graphic? See, that's another coach we could have had. Harbaugh. But Jerry ain't gonna do that. See, Jerry ain't gonna give no coach no kind of leeway or no kind of. Jerry ain't gonna give no coach any kind of. If they have any kind of backbone, he ain't gonna hire him. He gonna hire a yes man. Now, Henry, we focused on Dak, but I want to know what you think about Schottenheimer. You haven't answered that question yet. I want to know what you think about Schottenheimer. We need a dog at quarterback. I was not happy when they gave Dak the second bag. I wasn't either. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't happy that he gave Dak the second contract, but Dak has played his ass off this year. I can't hold him on Dak, bro. I can't. Nah, I really can't, man, because Dak has played at an MVP level this year. Other than the Denver game, the Minnesota game, and I mean, he owns Philly. Let's keep it a buck now. He owns Philly. And don't get me caping for Dak, because I'm not a big Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? I defend Dak when he's you know, if he's doing well. But tonight, I cannot defend Dak. I can't. I can't defend him. Dak runs this team. He's been smiling all game. Went back to that weak ass, here we go crap. There he is. 34-17. Damn, Dak. I can't defend you, brother. I can't. Mr. Terminator 73 said, watch Joe Milton score. Uh-oh, they got a penalty. They got 2 penalties on the defense. Super Henry says, nah, our weapons have been making plays. 5-yard throws, they're turned into 40-yard plays. Super Henry said, Dak runs his team. He's been smiling all game. Went back to that weak ass, here we go crap. I'll make sure I don't miss in y'all comments. And Dak is the guy who makes all the play calls on the line. Hey man, I'm gonna let you have it with that, bro. But you can't. Don't dismiss what Schottenheimer's doing too. Now you got to give Schottenheimer some of this, right? Oh, was it? What happened? It was an offsetting play or something. 1st and 10. Let's go. Let's go, Joe Milton. What you got? Oh, Lord. I knew that was for to happen. I knew that shit was for to happen, bro. Nothing. I knew that was for to happen. I saw how he was running with the ball, man. But the Terminator, man, I saw how he was running with the ball, bro. I saw it, man. I saw it. Watch everybody crush Milton. Nah, Henry, I know what you're talking about. I know you're going to have these guys who going to defend Dak. They're going to defend him to the T. I get it. I understand exactly what you're talking about now. Didn't I say it would get ugly? You called it. Hey, cheers. That's why I went and got when you said it for to get ugly, I went and got my drink. Joe Milton needs to start the last 2 games. I agree. They ain't gonna do it though. I don't think we win either the last 2 games. Bro, let me say this too. I was thinking about that too. Even if, let's say we won, I didn't think we was gonna beat this game anyway, be honest with you, because I know I don't trust Matt Eberflus. But Washington and the Giants, I don't know. It don't matter no more anyway. Super Henry said Milton is raw. Yeah, he's pretty raw. Our fans hold him to a higher standard. That's the highest paid player in NFL history. Yeah. I can't defend Dak, bro. Dak going, and he needs to catch it for this game in the second half. But what irks me, and I know Super Henry where you're going at. What irks me about certain content creators, certain media, that can't do no wrong, and that really bothers me. Now, if we look at this defense, we look at this game in particular. Just talking about this one game. The number one thing is the defense. It's always that. The number one culprit is always the defense. The offense seems to always was good. Okay, they were decent. But in this game, in the second half, they have been nowhere to be found. Javonte Williams, I didn't see how many carries he had in the second half. And I blame Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott. It ain't just Dak Prescott. It's Schottenheimer. They're together. They won't do it because Dak is only concerned with stats. The defense didn't lose this game today. What game? What you watching, family? Oh, you tripping now. I don't know what game you watching. Shit, the defense, this 34 points, bro. What you mean? They gave up 7 points in the second half. So what was the score? The score was 21. The score was 21-17 in the first half. The score now is 34-17. So the defense is trash, bro. What you talking about? Defense is trash, Jimmy Johnson. What I'm talking about? What you mean the defense? They had 21 points at halftime. They got 34. So the defense ain't did no damn stopping. Mr. Terminator 73 said we should trade Osa. I'm okay with that. I'll keep Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams. Quentin Williams didn't play today, by the way. And I would trade Osa. I would try to get me a second or third round pick for Osa. You ain't gonna get no first for him. But it's almost like time. It's when Jerry pay these dudes, man, it's like they regress or they just stop. The defense lost this game in the first half. They could not get a stop. I'm not understanding what Super Henry watching, to be honest with you. Defense has been the number one culprit in this game, and it's been all season. I know you hate Dak Prescott. I get it. I understand it. I ain't, I'm not there with your family, but I can't blame Dak. I could blame Dak for the second half. But as a whole, this defense is trash, bro. They're trash. It was easy with 21 points in the first half. They scored 34 points again. They gave up 34 points again. This is probably, I don't know, the 6th or 7th time that a team has scored 30-something, probably more than that. Mr. Terminator said, I would rather have Clark and Q. Osa is the weakest link on the line. Yeah, Osa's a little overrated, man. Now we agree. Everyone said Osa deserved his money. He ain't made a play his entire career. The reason why they played Osa is that Osa was a decent player. He wasn't. Sometimes players be coming up for contract and they, you got to pay him just to keep him. Osa seems as if, and I think another thing why we pay Osa, because Matt Eberflus' defense is supposed to be so good for the defensive tackles. Defensive tackles and linebackers thrive supposedly in Matt Eberflus' defenses, and they haven't. None. What happened? What's happening? Hold up, guys. I think you guys just went away. There you go. There we go. All right. I thought I lost you fellas for a minute. I'd rather have Q Osa in the weakest lane. Okay, I got you back. Oh, you tripping, Super Henry. You tripping now. Okay. So now I'm understanding you a little bit. You said miss me with the Eberflus hate. Bruh. You tripping. I see right now you tripping. Okay. Now I understand. I get you, brother. I got you. Let me go ahead and, because I can't even have a conversation with you. You talking about missing with the Eberflus here. Are you tripping? Come on, man. Come on, brother. But listen, man. Them boys in 34 points again. Let me look up. I want to see how many teams has scored over 30 points on the Cowboys. I'm gonna look this up, man. All right, the Rams scored 37. No, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get this back. Cowboys defense. Hold up, fellas. All right. I can't get the damn schedule up, man. All right. Let's see. The Bears scored 31 points on the Cowboys. The Lions scored 44. The Chargers 34. Packers scored 40. The Panthers scored 30. The Broncos 44. The Vikings 31 points. Man, please. What are you talking about? This defense has been historically bad, man. Historically. Let's don't sit back and even talk about we're not gonna give Eberflus. We're not gonna beat up Eberflus. We're gonna talk about him. Anyway, guys, man, thank you guys for joining the live again, man. We have lost again 34-17. Cowboys scored nothing in the second half. Absolutely nothing. Let's look at some numbers here. All right, let me put this over here so I can see y'all a little bit better. I'm gonna give y'all the final numbers, man, and I'm gonna get on out of here. Justin Herbert went 15 for 18, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a quarterback rating of 155. Marion Hampton, 9 carries, 54 yards, 6 yards per carry. Dak Prescott went 14 for 18. 156 yards. God damn. Hold up, man. That can't be right. Hold on. 1 second, guys. Let me Okay, here we go. All right. Let me give you the real numbers again. Justin Herbert went 23 for 29, 300 yards, 79 completion, 132 QB rating. Dak Prescott went 21 for 30, 244 yards. He had 116 QB rating, 2 touchdowns. Didn't matter. Marion Hampton had 16 carries for 85 yards, 5 yards per carry. Javonte Williams didn't show up today. He only had 9 freaking carries, 34 yards. Who was that on, guys? Who would y'all put that on? Y'all tell me that. If Javonte Williams only had 9 freaking carries, 9 carries, who was that on, fellas? We are 6-8-1. Our special teams are horrible. Our defense is tragically, historically horrible. When Michael was here, we still failed, so it didn't matter. I don't understand what Super Henry talking about, man. I can't get into that, brother. I'm gonna let him have it, man. But Micah wasn't a difference maker in this defense. I don't know what you're looking at, family, but we'd have been the same under this cat. The culprit is Matt Eberflus. But let me get back to the numbers. Avonte Williams only had 9 carries. That's a Schottenheimer problem. George Pickens had a great game. 7 receptions, 130 yards, and 1 touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had 6 catches, 51 yards, no touchdowns. Jake Ferguson, 3 catches, 19 yards. And Ryan Flournoy, 2 catches, 18 yards, and 1 touchdown. That was all in the first half. And I can't, Super Henry, I'm not going to do this thing with you about Dak Prescott. 90% of your posts about Dak Prescott, brother. When we come on here, we talk about the game, football. We don't focus on one player, man. I understand your hate for Dak Prescott, and you have your opinion. I'm not going to knock you for your opinion, family, but 90% of your posts is about Dak Prescott, bro. Dak Prescott is not the only thing on this team that's bad on this team. You got Matt Eberflus, you got Schottenheimer, you got the special teams, you got so many other things that's bad on this team. So, I just want to see Michael make a play when it mattered in important games. He didn't do so, and that's facts. That's facts. In 3 playoff games with the Cowboys, Michael Parsons has 1 sack. 3 of them. He has 1 sack. So don't tell me about the Michael Parsons love, all that Michael Parsons stuff. Now, could this defense help because how Matt Eberflus plays his defense with 4 rushing the passer and he drop everybody back in coverage? He depends on those 4 to create pass rush. Yeah, Michael would have helped, right? But if you was gonna get rid of Michael, if you was gonna do that, why would you hire Matt Eberflus? %90 is about defense and culture. Well, let me go ahead and get you on out of here. You tripping. You ain't heard nothing else I said? I did. I agree with you on Dak Prescott on some stuff, but you want me to stay on Dak Prescott? You want the whole a whole live to be about Dak Prescott. It ain't about nothing else. It ain't much about the Cowboys. It's about Dak Prescott. You want to continue to talk about Dak Prescott. That's what you want me to do? You don't want to focus on nothing else? You don't want to talk about special teams? You don't want to talk about Schottenheimer? You definitely want to talk about defense because, we beating Eberflus up. You said the Eberflus ain't the problem. So Eberflus ain't the problem in your eye. Let me ask you that question. Mr. Terminator 73 says Dak sucked in the second half, but his loss was on defense and terrible adjustments in the second half. Micah never masked anything. This defense would be no better with Micah on this team. And that's facts. And that's facts. And that's facts. Yeah. Your show, Cuzzo, you probably be better on, like you said MC, what's your name, Breezy? You said Breezy the best content creator, right? That's your lane right there, family. You need to be there because that's what he does too. He talks about Dak Prescott, and that's fine. And I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott fan either, but I don't talk just about Dak Prescott. I talk about other shit. There's other things wrong with this football team besides Dak Prescott. And that's my thing. Dak Prescott sucked in the second half. Dak Prescott sucked against top 10 defenses. Agree with you 1,000, right? I think he sucked against top 10 defenses. But Dak Prescott ain't my number one problem with this team. It's the defense. right? It's the head coach. That's what it is. It's both of the coaches. This defense is bad because Eberflus does not know what he is doing. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like Breezy too. Breezy cool. I like Breezy. I mess with Breezy. His content is pretty decent. Micah choked too, bro. Knock it off. Dak has failed as well. Micah and Eberflus failed too. (23-19) alive versus San Francisco. Oh, I agree with you 1,000 on that one. And that was on that game right there. That was on Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. So I just can't get Dak. Why are we just giving Dak? Look at this play here. Good Diggs. How about Diggs? You want to look at Diggs? Okay, I see what we got to do with you, family. You want to focus. You want to focus on Dak real bad. I can't help you, family. I can't help you. But ain't nobody saying it ain't Dak though. Why you so? I'm confused with you, Henry. Hey brother, hey man, much love, man. I'm just confused, man. You just focus on. I agree with you. Dak sucked today. He sucked. He sucked a lot. Pause. But I can't beat him up like you beating him up though, bro. I can't do that, family. Our entire organization has failed us. Call it like it is, bro. I don't pick favorites. Facts. What about Jerry? Jerry get some of this? Let's get some of this pie. Let's spread some of this pie around. We 6-8-1, man. We 6-8-1. Does Jerry get some of this pie with the talent that he put on the field? Yeah, Jerry went and got Javonte Williams, and he went and got George Pickens. Excellent acquisitions. But what he did on the defense side of the ball, he went and got Quentin Williams at the end. That still done helped us, man. Who hired Eberflus? That's my question. I want to know that. Yeah. Diggs and Michael were boys. I believe I've been told you Diggs quit. He quit when Michael left. That shit, that crap when I still ain't got the explanation on what happened at the house. When he had a concussion or something, and he was out for 4 weeks at the house. At the house, bro. So, yeah. A decade, one team, one career playoff win with the. Hold on, let me get you back. Let me get you up, brother. A decade, one career playoff win versus a team with a winning record. Can't argue with you, bro. Said Jerry has the most Pro Bowl players since Dak entered the NFL. Third most. You are correct. That's not an exaggeration. You are correct. Did a video on it. There's something wrong, man. Maybe it's even though he's getting the players, if you keep shopping at the bargain bin with coaches, man, what you expect? You keep going to Dollar Tree to get your coaches. You can have all those great players, but if you ain't getting them the right coaching, what they supposed to do? If your coach ain't got no backbone, if you castrate all of your coaches, what they supposed to do? You won't hire the Jim Harbaughs. You won't hire the Sean Paytons. You won't hire the guy out of Detroit. I can't think of his name on top of my head. You won't hire them guys. You'll go get Schottenheimer, a guy who nobody wanted. Nobody interviewed him. Why? Tell me why nobody interviewed Schottenheimer. Tell me why Jerry spends his coaches, he spends money on the Dave Campos, the Jason Garretts. What you expect? And you want to beat Dak up. Everybody want to beat Dak. They want to beat up everything else. But why not beat up the person who's hiring the coaching? He got Mike McCarthy, Super Bowl winning Mike McCarthy. What Mike McCarthy did? We were 12-4 for 3 years in a row. Now, Mike McCarthy, I'm not a big fan of Mike McCarthy because that shit happened in Green Bay when they came and beat the bricks off of us. He had to go. His message wasn't being heard anymore. But in the last 10 to 15 years, Mike McCarthy really was the only decent coach that we've ever had, family. This Schottenheimer, this is a project. He's never coached before. Nobody wanted him as a head coach. Matter of fact, nobody even gave him a goddamn interview. And we around here talking about Dak Prescott? We got a defense that is historically bad. In the in the history of the Cowboys organization, there's never been a defense to give up 460 yards a game. And you talking about Dak Prescott? What are we talking about, family? The history of you know how long he's been? You know how long we've been? I've been watching the game for 50 years. There's no team in history of our organization has had this worse of a defense. But you want to talk about Dak Prescott. Miss me with that, fam. That's why I can't get you. I can't get to you on that. I understand. Like, I don't agree with you a couple times on this Dak shit, but nah, you can't stay on that. You got to focus on something else. A lot of fans living on the past, Cowboys achievements. That's facts. That's facts. I'm one of them. I'm a 50-year Cowboy fan. That's why I still watch the game, because I still have hope. And I know you didn't mean it that way. You meant it in a different way, but just because we get good players, what about the coaches? How about if Jerry has the most coaches, we got the third most Pro Bowl players. How are we in coaching? Why you want to pay the coach? We're worth more. We're worth more than any franchise in sports. In sports, and this dude will penny pinch with coaches. He'll go to Walmart, Dollar Tree. He'll go to any store, less store. I ain't gonna say less store. Nothing against Walmart and Dollar Tree. I might have a sponsor with them one day. But let's keep it a buck now. He won't spend money on coaches. And we wonder why we have the result we have every year. What if Harbaugh, Sean Payton was coaching Dak Prescott? Ben Johnson. What if Ben Johnson had Dak Prescott? Look what Ben Johnson did with Caleb Williams. Right? Listen, man. I'm going to get out of here, man. Look at the Panthers. The Panthers defeat the Buccaneers. Panthers for real. Okay. Hey, man, I'm going to get out of here, man. I want to thank you guys for coming to the live, man. I appreciate you. We had a whole bunch of fun today, man. Old school, divine, old school vibes. Cowboys would not win another Super Bowl while Jerry Jones is still the owner. Unfortunately, fam, I'm gonna have to agree with you, man, because the cat don't seem like he want to stay out the kitchen. He wants to sit back and try to cook the meal. Arthur Roberts 4098 says, I'm a fan also, but you're right, King, because he has to have a control over his coaches. Yeah. That's the problem. That's the problem. See, he wants to, he'll draft players, we have great players that he's drafted. He's made a good team. And I get Will McClay for that. I give him all the credit for that. But he won't hire the coaches because he wants control. He wants to manage his coaches. He wants to hire the coach and the defensive coordinator. He don't want to let the coach hire everybody who he wants to hire. Look what he did with Mike McCarthy. He hired Mike Zimmer. Mike McCarthy didn't hire Mike Zimmer. He hired Mike Zimmer. So nobody wants to come here and be a coach because they know they won't have complete control. That's why Harbaugh didn't come here. That's why Sean Payton didn't come here. They want complete control, and they know they won't get it with Jerry. Even Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, I remember when he was going to be the new hot coach, and I remember everybody. I wanted Ben Johnson the year before last, but he decided to stay with Detroit. But when he came out last year, I said, man, this is the coach I wanted. I did a video on it. I wanted either Ben Johnson or Brian Flores. We didn't interview any of them. And Ben Johnson, I think, and I don't know how true it is, but he said that he wouldn't come to Dallas anyway because he know he wouldn't have control. That's what he said. Allegedly. So that's what it is. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get on out of here, man. Thank you guys for showing up, man. Super Henry, man, thank you, man, for showing up, brother. Teflon Breed, thank you for showing up. Mr. Terminator 73, thank you for showing up, family. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Let's see if I miss anybody. Well, man, that I see you. Give you a shout out, family. But I got a lot of comments today. Earth U Roberts 4098. Man, I appreciate you for showing up, family. I appreciate you, man. And Old School Vibes 3909. I appreciate y'all for showing up, family. Y'all hold it down, man. I'm gonna get started on this draft, man. Y'all go check out some of my draft content, and I'm going deep into this draft, man. It's a wrap. I can't say anything. I can't say enough about how bad his defense is. We've pretty much done said it all. It is what it is. But y'all hold it down, man. I'm gonna be right here next week. You know, the true diehard Cowboy fans, we're still here. We're still talking about the game. And it doesn't matter if we won 15, 2-14. It don't matter. We still gonna be here because we love the game so much, man. But anyway, man, y'all take it easy, man. Y'all stay up. My man, I'm gonna give you the last comment. Arthur Roberts 4098. Jerry about money now. Man, don't get me started on that, fam. Don't get me started on that, man. Jerry's all about the money. That's why I'm kind of frustrated, man, because he's been about the money from day one to me. You know, all the thing that happened with Jimmy was I don't even know if he was looking to win a championship. He was looking to invest, right? And Jimmy won them championships and took all the glare off of him. He got mad. What kind of player, what kind of person hires a coach to win championship, and he does that, and then you get mad and fire him? So Catherine Holmes 1379, awful, just awful. Eberflus leave today. I ain't going nowhere. I still got folks coming in, so I ain't going nowhere. Thank you, Catherine Holmes, for coming in. Let me put your comment up here. Awful. Just awful. Defense is horrible, man. And he needs to be fired today. You see what the Rams coach did? He fired the special teams coach yesterday. The Rams are 10-4 or 11-4. But the special teams they've lost 2 games because of special teams. He fired his tail yesterday. That's what you got to do with Eberflus. See, I have more respect for Schottenheimer if he did something like that. If he fired Eberflus 4 games ago, but we know he can't do that. We know who in charge. That's the rub. We know who in charge. And even if he wasn't in charge, I don't think Schottenheimer would have did that. He too nice of a guy. See, here's my thing about nice guys. I'm a good guy. Damn sure ain't no nice guy. Nice guys always finish last. Nice guys always get abused. Be a good guy, not a nice guy. I think Schottenheimer is a nice guy, if you ask me. Arthur Roberts 4098 said, who do I think should be the defensive coordinator? Man, I did a video at the beginning of the season. I wanted Brian Flores to be our head coach. I had this. If you watch if you go back, it's a video where Will McClay. It was my dream to have Jerry turn over all football operations to Will McClay, and this is what I would want Will McClay to do. I would want him to hire either Ben Johnson or Brian Flores as the head coach, and let them bring in all their staff. But I would take Brian Flores as our defensive coordinator. I was reading last week, hearing last week, that Brian Flores was signed for 1 year, so he might be a free agent next year. And if he is a free agent, that's the number one target I would have on my book. Go and get Brian Flores as my defensive coordinator. Now, if we can't get Brian Flores, I don't know, man. I don't know who's available. I got to look at the defenses, the top 10 defense, and anybody from Denver, whatever, who's on Denver staff, we can look at them. I'm more so, I know we ain't gonna do it, but I would like a better head coach, Arthur. You know what I'm saying? I like what Schottenheimer did, and I'm gonna tell you, Dak Prescott is a major part of why Schottenheimer got the head coach job. He's a major part of it. But I would like a different head coach. I think Schottenheimer is a little too soft, man. I really do. You know? All that goofy shit he did in the locker room when he was, doing all that stuff and giving all these guys praise of what they've been doing. He wants to be their buddy. He wants to be their friend. I want a coach who, yes, you want to connect with the players, but I don't want you to get too close. I would bring it back in a minute. Arthur Roberts got a good point. Would you bring Al Harris back? Absolutely. To me, in my opinion, that's who I thought should have been the defensive coordinator from when what's the guy? Quinn left. When Quinn left, I thought Al Harris should have been defensive coordinator. But we hired Mike Zimmer. And I didn't understand that. I thought I was the only one who thought this. You ain't by yourself, bro. Check my video out, man. I got my matter of fact, a couple of videos. I did a whole thing on Schotten that not only do Eberflus need to go, Schotten needs to go too. I think he's soft. I really not as a man. I think he's a soft head coach. He's never been a head coach before in life, right? And I was always curious. I'm not a NFL guy as far as I'm in any organization, right? I'm just a fan of football, right? And I've always wondered why This man who has been in the league for over 20-something years as an offensive coordinator, he had all kind of roles. His dad was a head coach, and I was a big fan of Marty Schottenheimer. I've always wondered why nobody brought him in for an interview. That's my thing. Why did no one bring him in? What does everybody know that we don't know, right? And when he got the job, I was happy for him. He was a new guy. He never got his shot. He was Marty, but I loved his dad again. So he had this culture change. I was like, okay, let me see if I can get on board with it. But I kept seeing cracks, little soft things, not playing Tyler Booker in the first preseason game. You being so friendly with the players, and y'all doing Greek dancing, you, Dak Prescott, and Joe Milton with your wives, and y'all doing Greek dancing. And I'm sitting here like, what is this? He's getting so close with the players. And Michael Irvin said something a while ago, when you're so close to the players, when they break curfew, when they do something that you don't like, how you gonna discipline them? And they're gonna look at you crazy now because y'all friends, y'all buddies, remember? See, I can connect with you. I connect with my sons. Me and my sons are really close, but I can't be so close where you don't respect me. I'm the disciplinarian of the family. Me and my sons is close, but I can't get so close to you to make you feel like you disrespect me. I'm your friend. I ain't your goddamn friend. I'm your dad. He shouldn't be their friend. He is their coach. You get what I'm saying? He's trying to live up to his dad's achievements. I agree to that. But it's Terminator. We need Al Harris. Shotty is Dave Campo 2.0. Facts. But nah, Arthur, you wasn't the only one. Bro. I've been like this for the whole season, bro. The whole season, he been giving out mixed messages about being tough and all this stuff and not going for it. And going on, you kicking the ball on fourth down, not going for, you get inside the 5-yard line and you throwing passes, but you want to be physical. I thought we was physical. Why we ain't running the ball inside the 5? You throwing the ball around. And Jesse Holley had a video about that one time, about how he think the same thing. So it ain't just us, man. But I do believe he's trying to live up to his dad's achievements, right? And sometimes he gets a little sensitive, man. And I believe all that crying has made this team kind of sensitive and soft, And another thing that I didn't like, when Pickens and CeeDee Lamb broke curfew and when they went to Vegas and they hung out, got drunk. Right? Allegedly, right? This is the rumor. It's more than a rumor though. But they hung out, got drunk, and he set them out for the first series. If y'all remember that game against the Raiders, Shotty set them out the first series because of what they did. They broke curfew. They went out, stayed out, hung out, had a good time in Las Vegas. You tried your head coach. Would you have done that with Sean Payton? Would you have done that with Ben Johnson? How about Jim Harbaugh? And if you're gonna discipline them, you set them out for one series, right? And mind you, that game, they had a great game. But if we can go back to that game, it was a time when they were scoring. It was probably in the first quarter, second. I know it was in the first half. Schottenheimer went on the bench with both of the players and laughed and joked and hugged and all that stuff. See, here's my thing. If you're going to be a disciplinarian, be that. Don't go over there and hug after they done, even though they're having a good game. Don't go over there and hug and laugh with them jokers right then and there. You discipline them. They was on the bench for a minute. Even though they were having a great game, You don't go over there and laugh and joke when it make you look crazy. It make you look weak. You either gonna be the friends or you're gonna be a disciplinarian. That's my thing. And being consistent, but I don't see it. I don't see it either. I don't see it either, Arthur. And that's my point. I think a lot of us as fans, content creators, we focus on Eberflus, and we should. He is the number one culprit of all of this. Well, Jerry as well. But I think we give Schottenheimer a pass because of all. It's so bad on defense. It's so bad we overlook that he's over the entire team. And guess what? The special teams is bad too. See, that's 2 units now. That ain't just one. That's 2 units that you are, as a head coach, responsible for that has declined in 2025. Let's don't miss that. Only for the elect. Scotty is delusional. You had a supreme passing attack and a defiled defense, but you steady trying to establish a power run game. I don't know what Shotty. I'm just happy that people are seeing now through his fakeness, man. It's not just Eberflus. That's what my goal is. It's yes, Eberflus is the number one cause of this debacle of a season. But we can't let this guy get away with what he has doing, even though he's a rookie head coach. We can't let him get away with this. And I think more people are now seeing it ain't just Eberflus. It's Jerry. It's Eberflus. And our head coach got some growing up to do. Now, he ain't going nowhere. I'm pretty sure he ain't going nowhere because Jerry's comfortable. Jerry gonna hire, and that's another issue I have too. Jerry hired somebody who's comfortable for him. He's never gonna hire anybody who's gonna challenge him. He's never gonna hire anybody that. He's gonna hire somebody who's gonna be a yes man. Definitely cheap, man. Definitely, Jerry is one of the. One thing I realized in my older age, billionaires, millionaires, one thing they all have in common is they cheap as hell. They cheap as hell. And that's how they become billionaires. Jerry is ridiculously cheap. He will not hire. Name me a coach that he has hired that cost him big money. If you say Mike McCarthy, remember he took Mike McCarthy out the damn bond. Mike McCarthy was down there retired. He went and took him out the bond, so he gave him what he wanted. He wasn't a top-notch paid head coach. Mike McCarthy was in his bond, putting together some type of things so he can get another job. And he got the job with Jerry Jones. Remember, Jerry ain't even interviewed nobody else besides Mike McCarthy that year, I think. I think he had a little, interviews for the black coaches. They had to do that shit. My man said before the season started, buddy, coaching is not the way to go. Yeah. You called it out. You called it out, family. Arthur Roberts 4098 says, one thing I can say is that we did something that we haven't done in a while in the offseason. We need Michael in the building. Wide receiver coach Smith as a running back. I agree. We got Pickens. We need to sign Pickens. We need to go ahead and sign Javonte Williams as well. Oh, you talking about Michael Irvin. Bro, we can do that. Now, I'm going to say this. Shotty, show me your worth, man. I beat Shotty up this year, and he deserved it. But show me I'm wrong by going out. He went and got Clayton Adams from Arizona. I think that was an excellent get. That was an excellent get. Shotty did that. But show me that you could be a future head coach. I mean, good head coach, by going out and find you a defensive coordinator. Don't let Jerry do it. If Jerry hires the defensive coordinator again, if he's the one that goes out and get the defensive coordinator, we're going to fail again. We're going to fail again. I need Shotty to go get the defensive coordinator. And see, what I beat Shotty up, what really got me on Shotty ass is that he keeps coming in these press conferences and he capes for Eberflus. His last press conference, he says, I'm confident in Matt Eberflus. He's a great coach. And he threw Dak Prescott under the bus because he said, this is not about Eberflus this season. It's about me. It's about Dak. What you mean? What did Dak do? How is it not about Eberflus when we have the worst defense in the history of Cowboys? In the history of the Cowboys. How is it not about Eberflus? And I understand people say, well, OG, he can't throw him under the bus. I ain't trying to ask him to throw him under the bus, but don't sell us that shit either now. Don't feed us that bullshit about you confident in this horrible, horrible defensive coordinator. I don't know if the game has passed him by, but this season, man, it's been worse than I've ever seen in my life. And there are other players on other defenses. We look at, a lot of people say this. They say it's the players. And to an extent, I agree with you. But let me say this. There are other teams that's out there that got worse players than us. And we don't look this bad. I can't understand. Ori Gidry, 2302. Once Dallas punted, I knew it was over. Yeah, it's over, man. We didn't do anything in the second half. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I gotta put that on our quarterback and our offensive coordinator, which is our head coach. We did absolutely nothing. Arthur Roberts, they have wasted another year of greatness with Dak. That's what I mean, man. Dak is at his prime right now. Right, this is prime Dak what we have. And we wasted it. I remember in the beginning of the year, they said Dak came in the best shape of his life. And when you looked at him, I said, damn, Dak looked different. As far as his physique, he looked different, bro. He was cut up. And the next thing you know, Dak started balling. Now, Dak always, he wasn't no slouch at the quarterback position, but this year he was balling. I'm talking about balling. And we wasted it with a historically bad defense. Arthur Roberts at Ori Gidry. I knew it was not going for us. Nothing to lose. Yep. When we first came out, right? I said, look, we playing free. We ain't got nothing to lose. The first half, we were just walking down. As far as offense, we were just walking them down. Everything was clicking. Dak was on fire. He was hitting everything. Second half, their defensive coordinator made adjustments. See, what we need to understand is this. Their defensive coordinator made adjustments in the second half, and Shotty had nothing. See, we're looking at Dak, right? But when you look at the game, it's offense, a coordinator, defensive coordinator, and it's a chess match. It's about what you call, what you go through. And I know Dak has a big part of that too, but ultimately, it's a chess match, right? You go in the second half and you see what your faults are, and you fix those faults, and then you throw something else. You play another game. You go another round. You move your players around the chessboard. And Shotty didn't have anything for him. Dak or Shotty. They're to me they're set. It ain't separate. It ain't Shoddy's failing. Dak did. No, they're set. Because Dak wanted Shoddy here. That's the reason why he's the head coach. Arthur Roberts said, do you say go get a good backup on O-line? Well, here's the thing. Did a video earlier today about Tyler Guyton. I see they put Tyron Smith at left tackle. Right? Tyron Smith was at left tackle. They put him at left tackle. I'm sorry, Tyler Smith, not Tyron Smith. Tyler Smith. They put Tyler Smith at left tackle. Why? Because Guyton is hurt again. In 2 seasons, Guyton has missed 6 games. I think this is the 7th. This will be the 7th game in 2 seasons that Tyler Guyton has missed. When Tyler Guyton is in there, I would give him a C+, maybe a B- if I push. But let's say C+. That's not good enough to be the left tackle of the Dallas Cowboys. You got Dak Prescott playing at his ultimate high. Now, I love what we did today by putting Tyler Smith at left tackle. Go get you a guard. I actually like, what's the guy who came in after BB? Brock Hoffman. I like Brock Hoffman. Put him in at left guard. Put BB at center. We got Booker, but then we got to worry about Steele again. So in the draft, I'm looking at tackles. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I thought when we got the guy out of Arizona, I thought he was going to be the play caller. I really did. Clayton Adams. I thought Clayton Adams was going to be the play caller. But Shoddy is the play caller. Now, I can't beat Shoddy up as far as play calling because we're scoring. Dak Prescott has more yards. He's leading quarterback in the league as far as yards per game. He got over 3,600 yards, now probably about 3,700 yards. So he's leading the league as far as offensive stats. Statistical. I said to stay statistical. Stats. I'll leave it at that. I'm old school. So I can't beat him up as far as calling plays. I can beat him up as being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys because he's over 3 units. And 2 units are doing bad. Defense, special teams. Gidry says there's no speed at running back. Man, you right on that now. We drafted Jadon Blue to be that. He was totally out of it this season. I don't know if he couldn't pick up the game, but he was totally out of it. And then, you know, Jadon Blue had a fumbling problem in college. And I said all this season, I said, in training camp, he didn't have that fumbling problem. I said, okay, he's not fumbling. That's good. Didn't see any fumbles in training camp. But you know, this season, he fumbled. He only fumbled once, I think. But he fumbled. And that's all the NFL players need to know. If you got a fumbling issue, they're coming at your ass with a vengeance. They're trying to get that ball out your hand already. But if you got a fumbling issue, they're really going to focus on you. And he had a huge fumble in one of the games we had this season. But he was supposed to be the speed back. And it just didn't happen. We took Jadon Blue in the 5th round, I think. I wanted a Mario Hampton, the guy who we see today. You know, if you go back and look at my draft coverage from last year, Mario Hampton was one of the guys. I wanted to take him in the 25th pick. I do like we still took Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker wasn't on my radar in the draft in the 1st round. I'm glad we took him though now that we have him. But I wanted to get the wide receiver that went to Carolina, Tetairoa McMillan. That was my first choice. My second choice was the Ohio State wide receiver in Tampa Bay. And my third choice was Mario Hampton. But I wanted to address the running back position either in the first or second round. But we couldn't get in the first round, so I definitely wanted to address it in the second round. And then we took the pass rusher, Osa. Is it Osa? We took the pass rusher out of Boston College. And I don't know who was on the board, but I wanted the cat out of Iowa. I wanted him as a running back. I want Mario Hampton. I wanted Henry, the guy at Ohio State, the running back out of Ohio State. I wanted one of those guys because we needed a running back so bad. Now, we looked into Javonte Williams. We got Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams has looked great this season. Absolutely fantastic. But he needed a Batman. He needed a Robin. He was Batman, but he needed a Robin, and he never got that. Miles Sanders was supposed to be, Miles Sanders is old, man. Malik Davis is back. I don't know what Rico Dowdle's contract is in Carolina, but if he was only signed for 1 year, I'll go take a look at Rico Dowdle, man. I'll go get Rico Dowdle and Javonte Williams and let's just play ball. I wouldn't even worry about drafting a running back. Maybe in the later rounds, but if we can go back and get Rico Dowdle, you made a mistake. Rico Dowdle, it killed us. I'm talking about absolutely tore us up. And he been tearing the league up. He had 200 yards before he played us in one game. Phil Maffa is a good back, but had no opportunity. Yeah, I don't know why he never played this season. In training camp, was it just me, but didn't Phil Maffa look pretty decent in training camp, man? In the games that he played, he looked pretty freaking decent. And I was looking forward to him playing. Not sure what happened in the regular season. I know he'd been on the practice squad for the whole season, but he never played this season. We played Jadon Blue, but we never gave Phil Maffa a chance, who looked excellent in preseason. So I'm not sure what that was. But he wouldn't have been the speed back for us, but he would have been a lot more physical. So I would have loved to see what him and Javon Williams, I think his name. I would love to see what him and Williams did this year. So we'll find out what happened in that. What's the deal with that, with Phil Maffa? Cowboys lose 34-17. Again, opponent scores over 30 points on us. And we keep having this same feeling after every loss. The defense. I just want to hear what Brian Schottenheimer has to say. Last week he said he was confident in Eberflus. And everybody said, well, what was he supposed to say, OG? Not that. Not that he was confident in a defensive coordinator who has the worst defense in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. History. Don't say that. Because it make me think you co-signing that shit. It makes me think that maybe Eberflus is getting away with things because you ain't on his ass like you should be. All right, guys, this is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First. Y'all, please like and subscribe to the channel. I plan to bring you guys some great content moving forward. Y'all stay up.